Hello everybody, and welcome to another Band Productions video. In this video, we will be reviewing the Lionel 30,000 gallon tank car. This is a tank car for those people in O-gauge, or high rail O-gauge that is, that would like more accurate and modern day freight cars that you would actually see today on the railroad. So we're going to actually unpack this. This is their 3-pack. This is how you would get it. So there are actually 3 tank cars inside that box. So we're going to unbox it and bring them all out. So we unboxed our Lionel 30,000 gallon 3-pack tank car set. And they are individually packed, as you see, all nice and shrink wrapped for the safety of shipping. So we're going to go ahead and open these up, get these out on the track, and we'll take a look at them. So I got one of the tank cars unpacked, and this particular one is in the UTLX road name. Now before you press the stop button or the next button on this video, because you're saying, oh, that's just plain and boring, can't they make anything more exciting? Now these tank cars are geared towards O-gauge high railers who want something more modern and something that you truly and really see on railroads today. And that's what I found by going to some of these train shows, especially the younger generation. They don't want what's in a museum or what's being run by an excursion. They want what's being run on main lines today by Norfolk Southern, Union Pacific, so forth and so on. And so this is a perfect addition to that if you want to run prototypical, realistic, modern day operations. You're not going to find a Sunoco tank car rolling down the track today. It's not going to happen. Not that there's anything wrong with having it on your layout, because I own those as well. I just don't run them on this layout. Now going forward, UTLX is one of the biggest, well actually is the biggest tank car name in the United States. UTLX actually started business in 1866. Under United Tank Car Lines, UTLX. The main reason why UTLX was formed is because Rockefeller, who was, if anybody knows their history, was getting into the oil industry, and Standard Oil was created. And so UTLX was formed to transport all this oil. UTLX does 3 different things. They are a manufacturer, a leasing company, and also a company who sells tank cars. Unfortunately, railroads don't want the responsibility of owning and maintaining a tank car. Most of your railroads do not own tank cars. And this is where UTLX comes in. They will lease you a tank car to your railroad, and so they will maintain it. They will finance it for you through leasing. They take care of it. You're just responsible for making sure nothing happens to it. So UTLX is sort of like what Railbox is for boxcars to railroads. In some small cases, railroads have bought tank cars for MOWs, service, or safety training, whatever have you, but the majority of the tank cars are owned by leasing companies and not by railroads. They just don't want that responsibility. GATX is another one that leases, but UTLX is the biggest tank car manufacturer and leasing company in the United States. So these things are everywhere. You can't go nowhere without seeing a UTLX tank car and some kind of train. So we're going to get a close-up on some of these features, but we'll go through them right now. The Lionel 30,000 gallon tank car features die-cast metal sprung trucks and operating couplers, of course. They also feature rotating bearing caps, die-cast metal end sills, metal ladders, metal safety rails, metal steps, and metal railings. They also have an operating fueling hatch cover on the roof platform. These cars are 15 inches in length. They will operate on 031. Alright, so now I'm going to get some close-up details. Like I was explaining, they have the rotating wheel bearing caps, as you see. The metal sprung trucks. So the detail is pretty nice. These railings here are not plastic. These are not plastic railings. These are actual all metal railings, metal ladders, metal up top here. So this is actually pretty nice. I like this because your chances of breaking something are very small. As you can see, the wheel bearing is actually moving. And you can actually simulate these wheel bearings being rebuilt. They normally paint them blue. I've seen guys do that on model high rail layouts. They'll actually take blue marker paint and paint them blue. And it kind of looks neat because if you ever see them rebuild these wheel bearings, they paint them blue so they know that, I've seen other colors, but I've seen mainly blue being used, that they've been rebuilt or replaced. Alright, here's the undercarriage of the truck. It does have the thumbtack coupler, which some people nicknamed and don't like. This model does come with body mounts if you want to put body mount couplers on it. Being a modern day rail tank car, this includes safety features such as the yellow reflective tape, which is now required, or has been required actually, for the last few years on all freight cars must have reflective tape on. So they did cover that. They also already installed the hazmat sign. All tank cars must have a hazmat sign on all four corners, and Lionel has already done that for you. And it has pretty much great detailing that you would find on a true tank car. One thing Lionel did do is they put the road number on top of the rail car, which is now required also. So in case there's some kind of derailment or accident, a helicopter can actually fly above the train and see the road name or reporting mark and the tank car number, look on the roster and see what's in it from a safe distance, because each tank car has to have a manifest of what's in there. So, in my opinion, Lionel has really stepped up their game with these 30,000 gallon tank cars. This is a great addition for those who want to run more modern rail cars. And like I was saying before, yeah, rail cars today are boring. That's just it. I mean, there's very few that are nicely decorated, but not many. Procore is one of them. Procore tank cars are have a big name on them and come in black. There's green ones, there's white ones, so they're in a variety of colors. Um, so there's a couple different road names that are colorful if that's what you're into, but if you're more or less wanting realistic, modern day, what you really truly see all the time, UTLX is the one road name that you would see everywhere. So let's talk about couplers. This is your typical Lionel coupler. Lionel did a good job of putting all the safety features into his tank car, except for the coupler. Not many manufacturers do put the correct coupler on a tank car, and I will explain that here in a minute. So, tank cars in the United States, all tank cars within the last 15-20 years have to have what is called a Type F double shelf coupler. And physically, they are different looking than any other coupler that you would find on a rail car. And tank cars are mandated to have a Type F double shelf coupler, and I'll explain to you why. So there was a serious problem in a derailment when tank cars were derailed. They would uncouple, and then the knuckle coupler typically would actually puncture the tank car, and of course whatever's inside the tank car would leak out. In most cases it was not always good, because if you have ammonias, you have acids and some nasty stuff out there, you really don't want it leaking. So they had to do something for rail safety. So they came up with what they call the Type F double shelf coupler for these tank cars. And what it is, it's a double lock. And if you were to look at a tank car coupler, you would see physically it looks different than what you would find like on a box car or a flatbed car. Type F double shelf couplers have been used on other equipment. Railroads have been using them sometimes on, they've been putting them on like coal cars and stuff like that. But tank cars must have it. It is mandated. Not a lot of people know that. I will show you a photo of a Type F double shelf coupler right now. So as you can see from that photo, the Type F double shelf coupler is physically different. It's not like you can overlook it. If you're looking at that coupler, you can see that it totally looks different. So that pin that pops up from the top is actually encased in a housing where it would normally be open. So that's to help prevent any accidental uncoupling. There has been a model train manufacturer in the world of G-scale that has made a coupler that looks just like the Type F coupler, and that's USA Trains. USA Trains 42-foot and 55-foot tank cars, as well as the 29-foot ones, feature the actual miniature version of that Type F shelf coupler, and they did a good job at it. I don't know if anybody else in the modeling world actually has the correct Type F shelf coupler, But as we push forward, making our model trains more and more accurate, maybe that's something that can be done in the future if nobody else is doing it. So, I hope everybody learned something about tank cars, and I hope you enjoyed this review on the 30,000 gallon tank car made by Lionel. I actually like this 3-pack. I'm glad they offer a 3-pack because I'm the type of person who likes multiple road numbers of the same road name. Some people only want one. So hobby shops will break up sets. If the set doesn't sell, they'll break them up and then sell them one at a time, and that's that should satisfy the people who only want one road number. My next set that I would like to get in Lionel for the 30,000 gallon tank car is the ADM road name, which is also prototypical and you would actually see, and is also a little bit more colorful than the UTLX. But I wanted the UTLX because it is the most common and the biggest road name in tank cars out there in the United States. Alright, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys later.